Kevin Acee, he wrote in the Union Tribune yesterday. I'm going to pull up this quote. This was in his article about the Padres manager search. It's already underway. He said in the middle of this piece, a Padres source said the sides have not talked this offseason about Padres and the Yankees for a potential Juan Soto deal. Two different sources said previously the Yankees were among the teams that expressed interest in Soto before the trade deadline, which makes sense. They needed outfield help. If anyone follows the Yankees at all, I mean, they needed outfield help. And it's Juan freaking Soto. Of course, they're going to express interest. Aaron Judge was out for a little bit. Like, you can't probably rely on Giancarlo Stanton because he gets hurt and he's not going to play the outfield every day. Aaron Hicks didn't work out for them. Like, they needed outfield help. So it does make sense why the Yankees, at least checked in and showed interest. It's Juan Soto. Now, Kevin says, and it was fairly commonly known within the organization that Melvin favored moving Soto. And when I saw this, I was like, oh, wow, that is a interesting tidbit right there from Kevin. Did he just learn of this? It was fairly commonly known within the organization that Bob Melvin favored moving Juan Soto. You know the Brian Windhorst meme thing? Why would he do that? Why would they do that? Why would you trade Soto? And if you're Bob Melvin, why would you favor moving Juan Soto? Is it because he is hard to deal with? You didn't want to deal with him anymore? Is it because you thought that you were going to go to the Giants or go to another job? You knew that you weren't going to be here, and so you wanted Soto traded, and so that would make it easier to beat the Padres in your next spot? Why did you want Juan Soto traded? Because with Bob, he probably knew he wasn't going to get extended. One more year. Soto's here for one more year. He's the best hitter on the team. He's one of the best players in baseball. Bob knows how good Juan Soto is and how much he can help the team offensively. If you're trying to win, why would you want one of the most productive players in the league, your most productive offensive player, why would you want him to be traded? How does that help the Padres? Maybe Juan Soto is just hard to deal with if you're a manager of a team and you don't want to deal with his demands of playing every day when you think it's best to give him an off day, or you want to have more flexibility on the roster. But it's Juan Soto. You can be more flexible on the roster by dumping some other contracts, dealing other guys. You would want Juan Soto on your team. So I'm just confused why Bob Melvin would want Juan Soto traded. I'm thinking if he was thinking like, what's good for the Padres? Well, this can help the Padres' future, but Bob would only care about his future with the Padres, right? And that's 2024, at least at that time when he was with the Padres still. So, like Juan Soto is probably going to help your team in 2024 more than whoever you get back for 2024. And that's probably all Bob would care about, right? Why would he care about the prospect that's going to come up in 2026 if Bob's not going to be there then? You know? So is this a red flag to the Padres that maybe we shouldn't be all in on extending Juan Soto? Because if Bob wanted Juan to be gone and Bob was only going to be here for 2024, at least that's what his contract was, and he wanted him to be dealt, what does that say about Juan? Is that a red flag for us? Are there characteristics that Bob knows about Juan, things that he has seen in that clubhouse every day? Because there's some people, Preller's not in that clubhouse every day. At least that's not what it seems. It seemed like there was some distance from Preller, the front office, and Melvin, this past season when that relationship kept getting worse is what it seems like. So Bob, he may know more things about Juan Soto than some people in the front office, than Peter Seidler. So should this be a red flag to the Padres? I don't know, because I'm not in there, so I'm not going to say this should be a red flag to the Padres, like they shouldn't go try to extend Juan Soto. I'm just seeing what he does on the field and his production on the field. Can his defense get better? Yeah. Is he going to be the left fielder every day for the rest of this contract if the Padres give him a $500 million contract? No, I don't see that. And it might end up looking really bad with Bogarts, Manny, and Soto here long term, and Tatis. But I think Tatis can age pretty well. And Manny, I think he could age pretty well as well, even if he moves over to first, or I think he could play third for a while. We'll see about Soto. We'll see about Bogarts. But if Seidler, I mean, I don't know how much longer Seidler is going to be the owner of this team, how much longer he is going to be here with us. Doesn't he want to just go all in and win? I would want Juan Soto here long term because I think he's a really good baseball player. But I do understand that if you sign Juan Soto long term, that's another huge contract, and that probably gives your GM, your POBO, your president of baseball operations, probably gives them less flexibility. Do you take the Juan Soto quitting stuff, the quotes about quitting? Do you take that as a red flag? Do you take Bob wanting Soto gone? Do you want that as a red flag? Kevin could be wrong about saying that Melvin wanted Soto gone, but I mean, he says here it was fairly commonly known within the organization. So does this mean that Bob made it known to coaches? He made it known to Preller. He made it known to front office members that he wanted Bob gone, or that he wanted Juan gone. Excuse me. Like that's interesting. I just don't. Why would you? I just go back to my point. Why would you want Juan Soto gone if you're only under contract through 2024, and Soto's only under contract through 2024? That doesn't make that doesn't add up to me. Why would you want your best hitter gone when you're trying to go win a World Series? So is this the Padres wanting Bob to look bad? I mean, because how does this get leaked out? I mean, Kevin did like fairly commonly known. So did he just learn this when Bob, you know, went to the Giants, and so Padres people want to cover them and make Bob look bad? So they spill the beans. Does Preller spill the beans to Acee? Does a source spill the beans to Acee? Like, no, Bob didn't want Juan here. So you should hate Bob. Padre fans, you should hate Bob. Is this a red flag for wanting Soto long term if Bomel wanted him out? Why would Bob want Soto gone? Like, those are the questions that I have. What questions do you guys have? Let me know in the comments on YouTube.